Hi, I'm Erin Allen, Program Assistant with Purdue Extension Hamilton County. Today, I'd like to share a few tips with you on how to wrap a great gift. The first thing you need to do is pick the box or container that you're going to wrap. Make sure it's the appropriate size and shape for your division and your grade level. Be sure to refer to the Hamilton County 4-H Gift Wrap Manual or the Hamilton County 4-H Handbook to determine which size and shape is right for your grade level. Once you know what size and shape box you need for your grade level, the next thing to do is to choose the appropriate paper. First, decide what the occasion is that you are wrapping your gift for. And then, depending on the size of the box, will determine what size print of paper that you will need. For 3rd grade, you need 9-inch box by 14 by 2.5 inches deep. An example of an appropriate size print for this size box would be this baby paper. This would be appropriate for a baby shower or a new baby gift. The print is not too big and not too small. The print of this paper is much too large for this size of a gift. However, if you are wrapping a large shirt box, such as this one, then this print would be appropriate for this size of a box. This nice double-sided paper has Christmas trees on the other side, which would not be too large for your smaller shirt box. There are different types of paper as well. You have paper on a roll and folded paper. Paper on a roll would be much more desirable for your gift wrap project because it is smooth without all of the folds and wrinkles of folded paper. As you advance through the divisions in gift wrap, you will be asked to create some of your own paper or your own prints. You can buy plain white paper on rolls or other colored paper that you can use to create your own designs and appropriate print sizes for the box you have chosen. Also in your gift wrap manual are some other ideas of how to create your own paper, so be sure to read that carefully. Now I would like to demonstrate to you how to wrap a gift. I have pre-measured and pre-cut this paper for this specific box. When you measure your paper, it should just go around your box and overlap slightly, probably not much more than 1 inch where it meets here in the middle. On the ends, it should be just past the middle when you fold the top and bottom together. The reason for cutting your paper in this manner is to not have too much bulk paper wrapped around the middle or too much on the ends, which makes it difficult to work with. Now, I used this folding paper to demonstrate a couple ways that you can take advantage of the folded paper and also to show the disadvantage. With the folding paper, take your corner of the box and put it right in the fold of the paper, if you can, and still make the back side meet approximately in the middle. You want your paper to line up as close to the middle as you can, or purposely offset it if you're using ribbon so that you can hide that seam with the ribbon. When taping, it's best to use double-sided tape. However, if you do not have that, no problem. Just take your regular Scotch tape and roll it so that it can be hidden underneath the top layer of paper. and no tape should be seen on your 4-H gift wrap projects. Now, when you're doing your ends, if you've taped your paper to the paper and not to the box, you should be able to slide your box slightly to the center if you need to. Fold down your end, starting on the top. And then you carefully crease and fold in the sides. You want to make sure everything is crisp and creased very nicely for the best appearance of your package. Now, before I do tape up this end, I like to go ahead and turn it around and fold down the other end. This way, when I'm ready to tape, I can go ahead and fold here, and it's not going to cause extra creasing, extra unwanted creasing, that is. Now, when we get to folding down the first end, it should look something like this. You will want to fold over the edge of the paper so that it has a nice crease, making a nice straight line through the middle of the end of the box. Each end of the paper should look like little triangles pointing towards the center. Now you can turn the box around to the other end and repeat those steps, folding over the edge of the paper towards the box to make a straight line right down the middle of the end of the box. Ideally, once you've folded down the edge of the paper, you will have a nearly perfect triangle meeting right in the middle of the package. So now we have our finished package. Ideally, if you had used a roll of paper rather than folded paper, you would not have this folded wrinkle here in the middle. However, if you're in a division where you are allowed to use ribbon and bows, then you could use ribbon as a way to hide that folded wrinkle. On the back side, you can see the seam where the paper meets in the middle. If you have trouble cutting straight, before you tape it all together, you might try turning that paper under and having a folded edge instead of a cut edge to have a nicer, neater, crisper look. Here's a picture of the ends, again, showing how it all came together nice and neat in little triangles on the corners, with a seam right down the middle. One more tip I want to share with you about your paper choice. Stripes can be very difficult to work with. You want to do your best to line up your stripes in the back so everything is parallel. Also, on the ends, you can see where the stripes did not line up. Ideally, on the ends of your paper, the stripes will line up for a very crisp and clean look about it. The last thing I want to share with you is to remind you to use an index card on the back of your box labeled with the occasion of the gift that you're giving, the age of the person receiving the gift, whether it's for a male or a female, and what the contents of the box are. Now remember to wrap an empty box for exhibit, and the contents are what you would be giving if you were actually giving this gift to someone. Also, be sure to fill out your Hamilton County 4-H exhibit tag with your name, club name, project, years in the project, and your grade as of January 15th of the current year. This should be attached to your box somewhere on the front. Thank you for joining me for these gift wrapping tips. Remember, the most important thing in gift wrapping is neatness and creativity. So have fun wrapping those gifts.